Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
It's an illness that affects more than 233,000 Canadians. Inflammatory bowel diseases turn a natural, healthy bodily function into a daily struggle. It also means changes to diet and scheduling life around expensive injections. As Jeremy Thompson reports, participants in the Gutsy Walk want to face the disease openly and frankly.
Roughly 30 walkers get set to stroll around Bud Miller for a cause close to their hearts. 13-year-old Matthew Bendick has Crohn's disease.
It's difficult, but you can live through it.
His insides don't always work properly, and there's pain and discomfort involved with that. And day to day, he's pretty positive.
Part of the problem with discussing inflammatory bowel diseases is that they deal with fecal matter, or poop. Now, whether you find that gross or humorous, those who live with the disease say there's nothing funny about it.
I've been in the hospital several times. I get injections every week. They are $3,100 a month to get them. My husband's company has very good benefits, so it covers it for me. If it didn't, I probably wouldn't be very healthy. My uncle died from Crohn's disease, so it's scary.
Candice Doviak organized this year's walk. She lives with Crohn's disease. Her husband has ulcerative colitis.
It's nausea, fatigue, a lot of pain in my stomach, frequent washroom visits as well.
Some interesting research is underway to help those living with a bowel disease in the form of a fecal transplant. That's the process of restoring a large bowel's microbiome by transplanting stool from a healthy donor.
Thinking about it is disgusting, but if it works, great. Because the medication that I take, it puts you at high risk for cancer.
The group surpassed their goal, raising more than $6,500 to help fund continuing research. That money will be added to the more than $29 million that has been raised worldwide since the walk began 20 years ago. Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.
Dry conditions have many people around the Midwest hoping and praying for a little bit of rain, but that wasn't the case back in 1990. The North Saskatchewan River was high, too high, shutting down the ferry in a town east of Lloydminster. Annika Notveit brings us that story in this week's edition of Retrospect.
It's an important link to the northern communities, and we really rely on the ferry. We want a bridge, of course. That's our biggest thing.
Well, there's definitely a need for it because of the unreliability of the ferry service. I think the general public knows this, and therefore they're sort of leery of it. I think the government has recognized the need. We are told that it is part of our priorities and will come when the dollars come, but who knows how long that's going to take.
The ferry has been closed for just over a week now due to the North Saskatchewan River being so high and fast right now. And while officials say this is not unusual, some residents say they're tired of the inconvenience. Many have taken it for a number of years already, but those are the ones who remember the days without even a ferry, and the trips that once took up to 3 times as long as they do now. But things have definitely changed. Tourism has flourished in the area north of the ferry, and industry has saved hundreds of dollars in transportation costs to larger centers nearby. And while the community hasn't given up in their lobby for a bridge, it has remained a quiet one.
We're hoping that eventually, as perhaps funds become, that this will be a priority. And I guess that's the procedure right now, is to get it on a priority list to see it done.
The rains in this area right now are such that it isn't really going to affect the plight of this river. But should it continue to rain heavily in southern Alberta, it will, and that will keep this ferry closed. It has become such an inconvenience for some people that the push for a bridge is strengthening. It all comes down to the heart of the matter, that had this ferry never been here at all, people would still be taking the long way around and never have come to rely on the shortcut. Karina Fairbrother, Broadcast Centre News, Payton.
Now, the latest update on the Payton Ferry this year on the Saskatchewan government website says it's also closed for the season. Well, that's all for Retrospect this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Annika Notveit.